Alright, in today's theme showcase video, we're going to be showing off one of the most visually impressive ESD themes out there by H-Plant6. The name of the theme is called Cathode. As you're looking at screen here, you can see it flashing and playing video on constant loop. And this is just a really beautiful theme. If you go here and look basically by system, every system has a custom video created for it. And they're all tailored specifically to that system's design and controller. And it's just an amazing set of work. And Cathode also has support for all the standard things out of the box. It has a really elegantly designed battery indicator here on the bottom left. The clock, if you're displaying it here as well. And if you have the clock turned off, there's a really great fallback here for displaying basically a series of the digital clock. It's just really well thought out all the way through. And then if you go into the game list view, this is where things get even better. Did you hear that sound effect? There's custom sound effects per color scheme that essentially evoke like putting a VCR into a VCR player. It's really, really nice. And then here, if you go through, you could see there's custom console artwork for each system. So if I were to go over to, let's say, the Atari Lynx, you could see it changes over to essentially match that really nicely. Try to get that there. And yeah, on the Commodore 64, you could see it kind of brings in the Commodore 64 images. And then as you scroll through each game in a system, you could see the videos playing within the video set there, and the metadata is over here, along with the logo for the game art here. It's just scrumptious if you look at all the different options. And then, so this is on 16:9. I'm going to show you 4:3 in a little bit. The theme scales pretty well to a bunch of different aspect ratios. So, but let's look at some other options. So we're looking currently at the carousel and 3D box art variant. And carousel is the first word refers to the system view. And then 3D boxes refers to the game list view. In this case, I don't have 3D boxes scraped, so it's showing me 2D boxes, which is a really nice touch again by H-Plant6. Essentially, the theme adapts really well to the metadata and media you've downloaded. So if I were to change this over to Carousel System Grid Games, let's take a look at what this does. Takes a little bit to load because I have a bunch of games. But sweet. So now we're looking at, again, Carousel for the system view, just like we were seeing before. And the game list view now has changed to this beautiful grid. So over on the right side here, we have a grid of games that you can navigate through really nicely. And then as you're navigating, you have the metadata and video essentially updating in real time here on the left side. And there's some special effects. I don't know if you could really see it, but there's like a VHS effect here on the video that's just super, super nice. And then all these little light touches of animation throughout the theme, like the rotating X over here, the diamond up here in the right corner. It's just visually amazing. All right, so let's go further. Let's go into UI settings, take a look at the carousel system and list games. Essentially, this is going to keep a carousel view for the system view, and then the game list view is going to show a list. So if I go back into the game list view, again, you have this list view here of all the games you have for that system. And then behind here, you kind of see there's this beautiful animation playing. Again, it's just taking on is really wild. Okay, so let's go to UI settings. Then we're going to go to grids. So this is going to change the system view to a grid, I believe. Let's double check though. I may be wrong, hopefully. Perfect. Okay, so the system view is now a grid. And you could see here, navigating the system view now is just basically navigating through the logos here on the right side. But you still have that same beautiful video for the system here on the left side. So you could kind of choose how you want to navigate your system and how you want to navigate your game list. So essentially, as I go through these theme variants, they're all going to kind of work the same. In this case, grid system is going to be a grid for the system view, and the carousel is going to be the carousel we saw when we first started up. And the same thing is going to be true for these here. And then let's finally look at the list view for this system, because that's probably the most different one we've seen so far. And this will basically be a list view for the system and the game list view. But you could see here, again, we keep that beautiful video playing here, and then you navigate systems up and down like this. So just elegant. The thing don't think you can hear is the audio that's playing here as you go through stuff. H-Plant 6 has done some really great work with sound effects. Let's see if I can get that to play. Hold on. Hopefully that came through. But the sound effects also change depending on the color scheme. So in addition to all these beautiful variants added, H-Plant 6 has also added a ton of color schemes. So right now we've been looking at the classic red. There's options here for displaying images instead of videos. But let's jump into, let's say, I really love the neon one. I'm going to do neon images. And we'll keep it at list for now. So you can see as I'm going through this, there's just a lot of options to play with. But the neon essentially brings this really great like cyberpunk style to everything. And you could hear, look at the color of the text list here. And then, I don't know if you could hear it, but the sound effects as well. So it just has a really, really, really well thought out set of aesthetics to it. And then, yeah, there's a ton of color schemes here. Let me go into grape. I think this one was really nice as well. Again, just a very purple vibe to things. But you could hear the sound effects change for that color scheme too. So what H-Plant 6 has done here is really show that you can really adapt the theme engine to do a lot of different things, including changing sound effects based off the color scheme you're using. Really, really smart. If I go to Game Boy, Game Boy essentially evokes that kind of green color that we all know and love for the Game Boy system, and then listen to the sound effects as we go. Nice. All right, so then let's look at the Xbox Live. Yeah, let's close out with Xbox Live. There's a ton of really great color schemes in here. You should definitely check this theme out. It's beautiful. But here we go. So you gotta get a sense of things working there. In addition to the color schemes, H-Plant 6 has also added support for different font sizes as well. So if I change this to, say, large, which would be really good on like a smaller screen device, you could see when I go into things here, oops, it's a little bit loud, sorry about that. If I go into UI settings and then let's say carousel covers, you should see the font size essentially adapt here for based off that as well. Really sweet. All right, let's take a look at it on a 4x3. So all the same things that you saw on 16:9 also work on 4x3. So as you can see here, as I'm going through the different systems, you get this beautiful video playing again, carousels as well. And then if I go into a given system view or game list view here, again, everything is just really well laid out. So kudos here to H-Plant 6. The amount of work that went into this is staggering and a really just awesome implementation of the VST's theme engine and a really elegant theme. So thank you, H-Plant 6, great work. If you want to try this out, it's on a theme downloader named Cathode, and hope you enjoyed this video. Cool, take care.